A couple of months ago, I sat down with Cera from CeraThrive and we talked about her new red light therapy product that combines red light therapy to the brain and also to the gut. I bumped into Cera again at the Biohackers Summit in Amsterdam, so I decided to chat to her and get a bit of an update as to what she's been working on, product development, and also any interesting insights in the red light therapy space. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're here at the Biohackers Summit in Amsterdam 2023, and today I am talking to Cera from CeraThrive. If you didn't see the interview I had with Cera, in June, I think June or July, we took a deep dive into not only her amazing product, which we're going to learn more about today, but also all things red light therapy in the brain and the gut, the connection, all that good stuff. So first up, welcome. Good to speak to you again.
Yeah,
always good
nice
to speak to you
again, Alex.
What's the latest with the product? I know you haven't quite shipped. Are there any updates you can provide the listeners, the viewers?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, since we last spoke, we've done our test batch. So that's a significant milestone. So now we're ready to go into production next month. And then that's it. We're coming out with all the other good stuff that goes with it. So the brain coaching course, a coaching course for clinicians who also want to use the product in their clinics. So all of it's happening in the next month. Of course, I've been doing this event. I'm going to Miami. So lots of promotion. So yeah, all good stuff.
Has anything changed in the last few months in terms of features, upgrade? You know, is it still the same product, or has there been any minor adjustments?
The product's just the same. I had one minor adjustment to the firmware in that I can now update over the air. So that means all of my programs and things, people can then get the update straight into their existing devices. So that was great. And then a few partnerships are kind of on the horizon for things that go along with light therapies. You know, we want to stack our hats. So like maybe a CERASystem, a nootropic product coming in the pipeline, and of course the courses.
So yeah, the courses, I'm keen to learn more about that. Is that going to be within an app, or like when someone buys a product, they get access to a course? What exactly is the course? What exactly are the courses, sorry?
So I'm going to try and do it so it's accessible for everyone. So of course there'll be a video course that people will be able to get with the product. So that will take everybody through what is red light, how to use it most effectively, what are the programs. And then as a more advanced course, we'll be doing one-on-one. Then I'll have trained brain coaches who will be able to go through the red light therapy with someone and very much individualize the therapy.
Okay, so someone has the CeraThrive and let's say they have a unique health condition, They can reach out to someone for their guidance, for their support. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So we'll be able to offer, people will be able to do between 1 and 6 months brain coaching with a coach who has gone through the CeraThrive coaching, if you like. So they know how to integrate red light therapy into maybe someone's existing program, or maybe what wavelengths or what pulsing schedule would work best for a specific condition.
Okay, can you refresh me and the viewers how it works, what the key features are, key wavelengths, the length between the headband and the pad? Can you just give a quick run through again?
Sure. So yeah, it's a dual system approach. So we have a headband, but the headband has 4 wavelengths. So it's 630, 850, and then 940 and 1070. So my aim is to kind of hit all the main light receivers in the brain, including water, because my thing is very much structured water is probably one of the mechanisms of red light therapy. And then we have a gut pad, and the gut pad has 2 wavelengths. We don't need so much the really long wavelengths because we have to get through the bone and connective tissue. So this is 630 and 850. But it's a dual system, so they're designed to be worn together because a lot of the data, obviously we now know the gut-brain connection with a whole range of brain conditions. So my goal is to kind of maximize the therapy by targeting the gut and the brain together.
Very cool, very cool. I also know that you have been studying, were you studying in France or the course was just based in France? So you were actually in France?
I was in France, yeah.
Yeah, can you tell the viewers a bit about that? Because I find it really fascinating. I looked into it myself, but I don't think I'm ready to do a course in French, but...
Yeah, it's coming out in English, but it's probably the first official qualification for photobiomodulation. So it's accredited by Montpellier University in France. It's a full-on university diploma. The teaching that I did was in France. It was actually in Nîmes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, a lovely, lovely place in the south of France. But some really excellent teachers on the faculty. So Dr. Anne Liebert, Professor Lisa Lasko, Dr. Brian Bicknell, Terence Baker. You know, all of these people are kind of top of their game in red light therapy. Violet Burma. So I got, you know, it's a really good way to kind of validate and get accreditation and get a qualification that shows that you've gone through the process and you know what you're talking about.
So do you think that course would be better suited to someone who's already, you know, intermediate level, or could someone who's just super passionate about red light therapy but new to everything? I mean, who would it be suited towards? Or is it more high end, like, look, serious science sort of stuff?
It's aimed more towards doctors, medics, clinicians, practitioners who are wanting to integrate red light therapy into their practice, but who want to kind of have credibility behind it to say they've got an official qualification. And you're right, it's in France, but the aim of that course is, and I know Dr. Damien Villa, who's a course supervisor, he's now going to put that into English too. So, you know, it's going to be in the States, in Australia, in the UK, and in Europe.
That's cool, that's cool. And so what, all of the clinicians that are using your product and through your courses, they'll have a similar understanding in terms of, they haven't just read a blog or two on red light therapy, right? They'll know their stuff, yeah. So another quick question then. Let's say someone is using the CeraThrive and they do have a unique condition. I'm curious, what actually can you do? Like, are they just saying use it 2 minutes instead of 5 minutes? Do you know what I mean? Like what?
Yeah, well, first of all, I mean, there is a caveat that we don't have a qualification, we don't have a classification for a brain wellness, for a brain disease. So we can't like isolate different brain diseases and talk about that specifically. But during the course, we kind of go through, okay, this is how you make the brain, you know, go from a baseline. Maybe people need to be more alert, concentrate more, have more memory. Some people maybe need to calm down, you know, they need to calm down, they need to de-stress. So there are ways you can modify the pulse rate. You can actually change, maybe it's even to do with circadian biology in the way that people use the device at certain times a day. So yeah, that's kind of how the course will work out. So we also have people who are coming on to be brain trainers that have a lot of their own experience. So they'll be bringing in a lot of their experience with neuromodulation. Maybe people use different kinds of brain stimulation and they can bring that knowledge. Maybe people are nutritionists and dietitians. They may say, okay, you've got some gut issue. We can do the light at the same time. You might benefit from a keto diet. You might benefit.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So last question. I know you're all over the science when it comes to red light therapy. Is there anything you've learned or discovered in the last few months that you think the world should know about? Any interesting studies? Or have you been too busy at all the expos?
I've been to a lot of events, for sure. But I have to say, you know, some of the stuff about the gut biome is really interesting, and there's loads of stuff about that all the time. Like just recently I was reading about addictive personality disorder and how they've actually now found a gut microbiome profile. But yeah, so, you know, so all of these, you know, what we might think of as maybe like psychiatric or psychological or those conditions potentially being linked to dysbiosis in the gut. So can we potentially have a big effect on those conditions by then just modifying how our gut is behaving? You know, imagine if we could do that.
Have there been studies where they've looked at certain microbes and used different wavelengths, different light sources, and like seen what happens? Like, have people done that yet?
Well, people have done studies in rodents and in petri dishes, but how that translates to human is different, because, you know, we're all different shapes and sizes. Potentially we're not actually getting to the microbiome when you're using light therapy on a human. You could just be changing the environment where the microbiome lives, because you can show it in a petri dish for sure, that the bacteria respond to different wavelengths and they're communicating with light, even biophotonic. Probably the bacteria communicating with light, but then how,
does that translate to, I see what you mean. Very cool. Is there anything else you want to share, updates, insights? Otherwise, where can people find out more about you and to pre-order? You're still doing pre-orders?
We're doing pre-orders, so we've still got the early bird price, and that's up till the end of November, and then we're probably going to be going into our big launch. The prices weren't going to increase hugely, but maybe a little bit because we're bringing in all the voting. So people can CeraThrive.com still.
Very good. All right, I'll put all the links below. Thank you again for your time.
Thank
I'll
you,
let you help out some of these customers that are
it's busy here
straight
today.
through.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Hey, so I'll put a link to CeraThrive down below. Check that out. Be sure to subscribe because when the product is released, I will do a first impressions video. Otherwise, check out this video here. It is my interview with Sarah Turner, where we go a lot deeper into the product and her understanding of red light therapy.